You look at him and see a man who has it all arranged. Calm expression, measured movement, nothing has been changed. By the conversation, or the crisis, or the news. But if you look inside those eyes, you'll see something to lose. There's a storm behind the eye of every quiet man, a hurricane that learned to hide in the original plan of keeping it together, keeping it from view, of being what the situation needed him to be. New storm behind the eye. Don't you see it living there? Storm behind the eyes. Something wild beneath the care. He's been holding back the weather for so long. He's made the stillness into something almost strong. Storm behind the eyes, burning slow and warm. A gentleman at rest, but full of storm. He loved someone completely and it didn't go the way that either of them planned it when they started out that day. And now the love lives in him like a weather system deep. A storm behind the eyes, the kind you keep. He built something from nothing, and he watched it come apart. Through no particular failure, but the fault lines in the heart of every venture, and the fall lives in him still. A storm behind the eyes, and I will. Storm behind the eyes. Don't you see it living there? Storm behind the eyes. Something wild beneath the care. He's been holding back the weather for so long. He's made the stillness into something almost strong. Storm behind the eyes, burning slow and warm. A gentleman at rest, but full of storm. If you're someone that he trusts, he'll open up one evening when the conversation must go somewhere deep, and you'll see what he never lets them see. The storm behind the eyes, and the man he's trying to be. Storm behind the eyes. Together, oh, storm behind the eyes. Through every weather, through every weather. Come to the end the first volume, friend, but the story of the quiet man doesn't find an end in any single playlist or in any given year. The story of the man who moves in silence, it's always here. I've sung you 30 chapters of a life that's built on stone, on patience and on dignity, and on learning to be alone without loneliness, on finding what the darkness has to give, on the particular way a gentleman chooses to live. This is not a closing, this is just a breath between the chapters, between the life and death of who we were and who we're still becoming, still with every quiet morning and with every iron will. Lord, this is not the end, this is just the part where we begin again. Wiser for the singing, older for the road, still here, still standing, still carrying the load. Oh, for the men who move in silence, for the ones who found the footing through defiance of everything that tried to make them small. Oh, not the end, not at all. To every man who listened and who felt a single line laying somewhere in the chest, somewhere along your spine. Know that what you felt was recognition, was your name, called out by the music in the dark from which it came. We are not alone in this, in any other way, in the losses and the building and the negotiating fate, in the quiet and the patience and the long unfinished game. The quiet man is everywhere, and you are not the same. This is not a closing, this is just a breath between the chapters, between the life and death of who we were and who we're still becoming, still with every quiet morning and with every iron will. Oh, this is not the end, this is just a part where we begin again. Wiser for the singing, older for the road, still here, still standing, still carrying the load. Oh, for the men who move in silence, for the ones who found their footing through defiance of everything that tried to make them small. Oh, not the end, not at all. So raise the glass and hold the moment here before the next chapter begins in the next year, before the next version of yourself requires the next level of the gentleman, the next ring of fires. We've been here together in the dark and in the blues, and we'll be here together because this is what we choose. The long game, the slow burn, the silence and the truth. Oh, and still the proof. not the end, just the beginning, gentlemen. Just the beginning. The quiet men are still moving in silence, still moving. Ball two is coming. Dog barks to announce himself because he needs to be believed. The wolf already knows his place in everything conceived. He doesn't need the theater, doesn't need the show. Every creature in the forest simply needs to know. He's been watching from the tree line since before you hit the trail. He's been studying the patterns and the story that you tell, in the way you move through open spaces, confident and wrong about the audience. The wolf has been there all along. Wolves don't announce themselves, they don't bark at passing cars. Wolves don't announce themselves, they've already gone this far. Without permission, without the noise, without the borrowed voice. Wolves don't announce themselves, and that has always been their choice. Wolves don't announce themselves. I've known men who perform their strength in every room they found, beating on their chests and making sure they feel the sound. With the evidence of power, I could never understand that compulsion in a man who truly has a plan. Because the man who has the plan don't need the world to know. He just follows it precisely. He just watches as it goes. And when the moment comes, it comes without a warning or a word. The wolf was always there, he just wasn't ever heard. Wolves don't announce themselves, they don't bark at passing cars. Wolves don't announce themselves, they've already gone this far. Without permission, without the noise, without the borrowed voice. Wolves don't announce themselves, and that has always been their choice. Wolves don't announce themselves. There's a kind of man who runs the whole room silently. You only understand his presence by the way it sets you free from the noise of everything that isn't real or sure. The wolf was in the corner, calm. He's always been the cure. Wolves don't announce, they arrive. Wolves don't announce, they survive. just wolves.
I've been planting seeds in soil no one thought would grow, in years when no one noticed, in the corners and the low places where ambition goes to die or goes to learn the difference between wanting and the patience you must earn. The quick ones burn around me like the early stars of dust, bright and fast and beautiful, and turned to nothing much. But I was underground the whole time, building something slow that the world won't see until it's ready, and then they'll know I'm playing the long game, not the short. I'm not the kind of man who needs a report of every daily victory declared aloud. I'm playing the long game, not the crowd. The long game is the only game worth playing. It's the one where all the builders end up staying. I'm playing the long game, decade by decade, dark and true. I'm playing the long game, and I'm coming through. They asked me once if I was satisfied with where I stood. I said I'm satisfied with how the foundations look, they're good. But the house is still being built, and it won't be done until I've made the most of everything beneath the sun. I don't compete with others, I compete with yesterday. I don't look at what they're building, I look at what I've laid, and whether we'll hold the weight of what is still to come. I'm playing the long game, and I am far from done. I'm playing the long game, not the short. I'm not the kind of man who needs the report of every daily victory declared aloud. I'm playing the long game, not the crowd. The long game is the only game worth playing. It's the one where all the builders end up staying. I'm playing the long game, decade by decade, dark and true. I'm playing the long game, and I'm coming through. By still being here, when everyone who came out quick has done their thing and built their trick and run out of the road to run. You've barely even yet begun. Long game, long road, still going. Long game, long game. I'll be here when it's done. There's a table in the back of a bar I've come to love, where the men who've stopped performing sit just quietly above. The noise of everyone who still needs to be heard. These are men who stopped their spending of every single word. Been through the seasons and they've come out the other end with less to say and more to feel and more room to extend to each other. Just a nod, just a glass raised in the air. The universal language of the men who know what's rare. Where the quiet men gather, there's no need to explain. Where the quiet men gather, the silence holds the weight of every name. They've earned the right to say nothing and be known. They built the kind of life that stands alone. Where the quiet man gather, comes the peace. Where the quiet man gather, the noise will cease. They come from different stories, from different kinds of war. Each one carries something that the others recognize and more. They don't need to ask the questions, they already know the shape of the man who's sitting with them and the things he couldn't escape. Some nights there is music playing low enough to feel. Some nights there is just breathing and the amber and real understanding that passes between men who've done the work of living fully without hiding and without a smirk. Where the quiet man gather, there's no need to explain. Where the quiet man gather, the silence holds the weight of every name. They've earned the right to say nothing and be known. They built the kind of life that stands alone. Where the quiet man gather, comes the peace. Where the quiet man gather, the noise will cease. I used to think that brotherhood was something made in noise, in celebration and in victory and boys. But now I understand it lives in something less defined, in sitting in the dark together and the peace you find. Where the quiet man gather, I'll be there. Where the quiet man gather, pull up a chair. Pull up a chair. The quiet men are gathering tonight. I wasn't always this. I used to rush and used to burn. Used to want it all at once before I'd taken time to learn that the best things take the seasons, take the darkness and the oak,
take the years of sitting quiet while the spirit gently woke. I was harsh before I softened, I was sharp before I grew into something that the younger version never even knew was possible. This patience, this particular kind of still, this way of meeting life with an unhurried and deliberate will. Age like bourbon in the barrel, age like a letter you never threw away. Age like bourbon, every sorrow added something to the color of today. I don't miss the rawness of the man I used to be. Every year has been a gift disguised as difficulty. Age like bourbon, rich and dark and slow. Age like bourbon, with somewhere left to go. Love me better every year, not despite the lines and grays, but for the reasons they appear. Because a man who's been through something wears it well when he's made peace with every story that the years can tell. My father at 70 was the best he'd ever been, the most patient and the wisest and the most serene. And I'm only now beginning what he built into himself, without the noise and without the guilt. Age like bourbon in the barrel, age like a letter you never threw away. Age like bourbon, every sorrow added something to the color of the day. I don't miss the rawness of the man I used to be. Every year has been a gift disguised as difficulty. Age like bourbon, rich and dark and slow. Age like bourbon, with somewhere left to go. The young man wanted fast and bright and now, but every year teaches me exactly how to be more of what I am and less of what I feared. Age like bourbon, better than I was last year. Age like bourbon, year by year. Age like bourbon, still right here. Aging, still